What's everybody? Jody with the Bass Nerds.
Hey, how's everyone?
Everybody knows who I'm sitting next to. Joey from Fodera. How's it going?
Very good, very good. Having a great NAMM show.
2025. We're here at the Trickfish booth. We got a couple nice Foderas here. Well, tell us about this bass you got in your hand. It looks like it got a little close to the fire.
Yeah. This happens to be one of our Monarch standards that we brought to the show, and we were experimenting with this kind of electric burning kind of apparatus that we have in the shop. One of my employees is kind of like a brainiac, and this guy he tested this out, and it worked out really well. We tried it on one of our bodies, and this is the effect that you get a different effect every time you do it.
Right. No two are the same, right?
Yeah. No two are the same. And this one happened to come out really well. We tried it on the peg head, and it worked on the peg head also.
So is this going to be an option Fodera's going to offer?
Yeah. Well, it's going to be. We're gonna post it on our site and see the response that we get from it. So far, I mean, everybody at the NAMM show has been checking it out, and they've been digging it. They've been saying, "Wow, oh, does that have a top?" No, it doesn't. This is a solid. This is the older body, and then we kind of like taped it off here. Right. And then did the effect, and it happened, and it looks like a top. Everybody thinks it's a top, but it's not a top.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Obviously, Fodera is well known for their beautiful tops and their unique designs and everything like that. So, I also, real quick, I want to shout out Sam Smith from the Fodera shop. He just released a video on your YouTube. Oh, Sam is a monster player. If you haven't seen, go to the Fodera YouTube channel and see his recent demo on, what was he demoing? A Monarch, I think. Anyway, shout out to Sam Smith. You're a monster player.
We're happy to have Sam, Mike Bendy. I mean, our staff, we're like loaded with musicians.
Monsters, right?
Each guy is a phenomenal bass musician player, and they share the same philosophy that we do as Fodera.
Right.
And it's like the instruments belong to all of us as we're building them.
Right.
So all the people that are at the whole team we're like a big family. Right. Fodera's turned out. We have 18 people working at Fodera now. 11 of us are building the instruments, and then Laura Fodera, Vinny's daughter, she has a CEO chair.
Right, I seen her. We saw her in the office last year.
Yes, so she runs the whole fund. She runs the office. She steers the ship. She keeps me and Vinny out of trouble. And we're having a great time. And the guys are coming up with ideas. We're all, we throw ideas around, and every time a bass is born, the whole shop is there to wait to hear when we plug it in to see what's going to happen.
Right. Well, we just did that podcast, if you haven't paid attention, with Mike Bendy about 6 months ago when we came to the shop. Yes. That was a great one. So now, to end this off, I just want to ask you about 10 rapid-fire questions related to bass. There are no wrong answers, and you just, first thing off the top of your head. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Active or passive basses?
I play active.
Okay. Tube or...
One thing. Active or passive, it's kind of like a loaded question.
Of course, that's why I asked.
There are guys with circuits that we put all this stuff in the instrument, in the circuit, and the reason why we do that is because certain rooms, a room like this,
right?
Sometimes a preamp will just be too much for the room,
right?
And then you don't get a chance to use it, so you want the capability to go passive.
Yeah.
So myself included, in some of my gigs, I'll be playing active. And some of my gigs, the bass will sound better to me in the room, passive, and I'll play a passive. So it's kind of like, it's a toss-up between the both, but the great thing is to have the flexibility to use
right.
both,
Awesome.
And that's a good thing.
Tube or solid state? Another loaded question.
That's another loaded question. It's got a thing happening, it's got a tone, You want more traditional. There are guys, myself, I'm a little older, so I like a more traditional sound.
Sure.
So occasionally I'll be doing. It depends upon what kind of gig I'm doing. If I'm doing like a blues type of thing, a tube thing would be nice to have.
Right.
But the most of the times what I'm doing, I'm endorsing Trickfish now.
Yeah.
And I love I love what they're doing. So I'm using their rigs. Their rigs sound great.
Nice.
So solid state could sound almost as warm as a tube amp does.
Right.
Depending upon how you set it. It's all in the in the dials, how you play around with the dials, and if you know how to use the equipment that you're using, you could get it to mimic whatever you want it to mimic.
Who would have thought a Fodera guy would have very distinct description about what the right thing for the right time? Hard case or gig bag?
Gig bag for me.
Do you have a favorite gig bag?
Well, I've had a couple made that we don't have anymore. We've been using mono gig bags with selling them with the bases. I had a couple of custom bags that were made for me, but the guy's not doing it anymore. So we've been using the mono bags. The mono bags are good. They're durable.
Okay. Do you have a favorite effects pedal?
I kind of use my effects pedals. I've been checking out some Orion and Justin's pedals that are really good.
Yeah.
And I've been getting some good results with those, and I'm still experimenting with them. But they're really good. What I really like about them is they don't leak into the clean signal.
Okay.
The bass. Because when you bypass a preamp, you want to bypass it, and you want nothing to interfere with your clean signal.
Okay.
And a lot of pedals kind of like bleed into like the clean signal of the bass, and where you hear the effect when the thing is on off.
Sure.
And I really don't like that,
Okay.
So I've been expecting with those, and I have a bunch of old pedals I have the old Boss octave box, the brown box, which is killing. I love that. I have an old MXR chorus that I use.
Okay.
Where you plug it into the wall, and it sounds great. And so I'm experimenting.
Cool. This is another loaded question. Is there a band or artist that you wish you could play with, like sit in for an album or a tour? Like, who would you pick to play with?
Man, I love, some of my favorite bass players, Victor, Anthony Jackson, Marcus Miller, Nathan East.
You're going to take their job?
I would love to sit on their gigs, I've been playing with Bob Franceschini, sax player with Mike Stern.
Okay.
And he's a good friend of mine. He's married to to Danette, Victor's manager. And we've been playing together. We play like 4 nights a week.
Wow.
And Bob throws me a lot of challenging music. We've been doing some Stern songs.
Okay.
So I'm getting to play a lot of music that I just with artists that are like guys that are on the records,
Right.
And they're all my friends, so I love to be able to play like the stuff that they're doing, And I usually when I record something, I'll send it to them and I'll say, "Hey man, how's this sound?" And they'll say, "Oh, nice," like.
Awesome. And then I guess let's close. What?
Shopping cart.
All right. So this is nothing to do really with bass, but it's become a serious question amongst the bass nerd family community. When you go grocery shopping and you got all your groceries in the cart, and you go to your car and you unload your groceries, what is your shopping cart etiquette? Do you make sure the shopping cart goes back to the corral or inside, or do you just like set it anywhere?
No, I always put it back in the corral.
Always.
Always put it back where it goes. Always.
All right, and finally...
And I'm not BSing either. I do it. My wife makes me do it, but I do it.
All right.
You know why? Because so many people lease cars, they have nice cars. The worst thing you want is a shopping cart rolling in
right into your Porsche, right?
Right, exactly. You don't want that to happen, and so I don't want it to happen to me. So I don't want to do it to anybody else.
I hear you. And then, is there got any new and exciting for 2025 for Fodera?
Yes, actually we do. We just with Ryan and Justin, we just created two new preamps for our basses.
Okay.
Standards. So we partnered up with Ryan and we co-designed the new Fodera custom preamp that goes in the basses.
Awesome.
And one that goes in a standard basses. So after NAMM, we're going to release it to the public.
Okay.
And this will be in all the basses. And the great thing about it, it's going to retrofit it to any of the old Fodera.
Oh, nice. Could someone send in their bass?
Right. It's going to be like a drop-in if you have an old Fodera. And you'll be able to put the new preamp in. We always wanted anything we would create for the bass of the current models.
Right.
We want the older basses to be able to like retrofit. It's very important.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Joey. You know where to find them. Fodera everywhere. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you so much. You guys are great.
Thank you. You're the best,
Thank
man.
you for doing this. Thank you.